Yes, everybody, welcome back to the United View studio. We are here once again, What the Devil, episode 67. We are live.
I thought you were going to say 69.
No, that's 2 episodes well. Chill out, chill out.
Already?
Not yet.
Episode 67, we are joined today once again by Nick. Welcome back to the studio. Joe Blackman becoming a regular on the channel these days. We will be joined by Firmz at some point, but genuinely we have no idea where he is.
Oh, I thought it was 1 in, 1 out again.
No.
That's why
None of this stuff. No. Hold on. But yeah, we are back, another episode. I am Dylan from United District. We're here to talk about United as we do every week, 12:30. Before we start, I want you guys, because at the end of the channel, we're going to be talking about, at the end of the episode, we're going to be talking about some of our wild predictions for next season. So next season, what's the weirdest thing or the most wild thing you think genuinely could happen? We'll talk about it at the end of the episode, but I want you guys to get in your super chats, get in your comments, and let me know what your predictions are. We'll say some of ours, and then we're going to go through yours. But first, we need to talk, like last week, we spoke a lot about this, Joe. We're going to talk about Victor Gyökeres again. Because there's been twists and turns. This is genuinely turning into a little bit of a saga. We always have one. Every summer, there's one.
Even with Ineos. I thought it was just a Woodward-Arnold thing.
No,
but
it's a Man United thing.
Yep.
And this one seems to, so far, be Victor Gyökeres. So, he has apparently told, according to Portuguese media, there was a meeting with Arsenal yesterday where he's leaning towards Arsenal. It doesn't say why, but you'd assume that's like Champions League or guaranteed spots or something, or maybe he prefers the system that Arteta has or something. But me and you were speaking the other day, Nick, and you said to me that you're not even sure that Victor Gyökeres is actually the right guy.
I have concerns.
So I'm just going to leave the floor to you and let you explain your viewpoint on this.
All right, so my viewpoint is...
Yeah, I'm listening.
Victor Gyökeres, right? He's potentially the best candidate out there. There's not really a lot of options in the striker market. It's been a drought for a little minute now. It's not just this season, but it's been a drought for a little minute. See, even when you look there, all right, Vlahovic, we're not touching that. We're not going nowhere near that, in my opinion. Mateta's good. I like him, but he's a bit too old, and Palace don't negotiate well anyway. So, Victor Gyökeres is the most obvious person to go for. My thing with Victor is, first of all, when you watch him on the eye, what are your thoughts? But because there are times where I watch him, and he comes across just a little bit clunky. Do you know what I mean? Like his running style, his finishing, his part. There's a little bit of Erling Haaland about the way he runs, shoots, passes.
It's unorthodox.
He's powerful.
Yeah.
It's
He is powerful.
It's part of his build, though.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? He's like 6. How tall is he? 6'6"?
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, something like. Okay, so he's a big guy. Yeah. He's running in.
Yeah,
he's trying to use his power. I know sometimes some things that come across cumbersome. Yeah, because I even didn't like the way Harry Kane moves. Sometimes back in it, I didn't like the way he moved. Rooney runs like a monster as well. But these guys, they've got their own technique, and for some reason, it just works for them.
No, I hear it.
Look at the way Sterling used to run, for God's sake.
But you know what it is for me? It's less so the run, but it's also just like the first touch, the finishing, the passing off. That's just one. It's a little one. It's a little bit about the eye test. It's not like a major one. That's just one little one. My second one is the age and the fee, right? So far we've been going for really, really young players. I mean, Mbeumo and Cunha and De Ligt so far been the oldest. And Mazraoui in that list as well.
Yes,
Mazraoui. But for the most part, it's been like 23 and under. He's just hit 27. If we go and spend 55 plus 5 on him, happy days. I'll take that. From what we're hearing, it could be upwards of 65, potentially even 70. That I'm not a fan of, because that means you're putting all your eggs in one basket, for me personally. That's where the worry comes a little bit, and the whole stuff with the presidents happens. So yes, it does become a saga and there's drama with it now. That side of it, I don't love. Having said all that, I still think he's the best candidate out there for us.
What about the other Victor?
I just can't see it happening. I just think his wage demands...
It depends on if you believe the United stand.
No, I don't know.
Who are claiming that we're going to go meet with him, but...
No, I don't know. I just think because he wants like 400k. It's just too much money.
I mean, you never know. If the guy wants to play for Manchester United, so it's been reported, right? why couldn't he? You never know if he could be talked down. You never know if it's a dream of his, like he says, if it's a dream of his that he wants to play for Manchester United. You never know.
We might be able to talk Osimhen down.
He's turned down Saudi money.
If he ends
Good,
up,
that's a great sign, by the way. That's a great sign.
I reckon that it'll be a case of, I think Osimhen could become a somewhat possibility if he decides not to go to Galatasaray. Because Galatasaray, I mean, they've just signed Sane on some insane, like 450 grand a week deal. They clearly have money, right? I mean, the Turkish clubs tend to have money.
They do always make big signings of
the thing about the Osimhen thing is what it's obviously depends how much you decide to believe people. So Ben Jacobs, depends how much you want to believe him. What Ben Jacobs said is that the big sticking point with Osimhen isn't necessarily his salary, it's that he doesn't want that Champions League 25% thing. So that's in every player's contract. There's it drops by 25% when we don't Champions League, because that helps the club save financially, because if we don't Champions League we have less funds, so we can't afford to pay wages as much, and it's also a bit of an incentive thing. Apparently Osimhen wants all of his wages guaranteed with bonuses, performance bonuses, so things like goals and whatever. And I think that is, as far as Ben Jacobs said, that is a big sticking point for him. I've said for a long time that in an ideal world, Osimhen is my number one choice. Because the thing I have with Gyökeres, you said when you watch him, what do you think? Gyökeres is one of those players that I look at and I can't tell if he's really good or quite lucky. Some of his goals are like so easy, and I can't tell if that's because just his positioning and his strike and everything is fantastic. You
have to be there.
Or if he just always seems to, 97 goals in 102 games, you can't go is luck. That's not luck.
Some of the goals used to look easy.
But I mean, in the way of like some of the goals that he's scoring does kind of look a bit
classic
like
culture though.
I know.
Easy.
But what I was going to say is to me that's different to Osimhen. Whenever I look at Osimhen, I don't ever see, whenever I watch him play and watch him score, I don't look at him as a player that goes, oh, he was a bit lucky to be in the right place there. He just seems to be an absolute bulldozer. You know I'm not saying either way is true, but that's just how I see it.
Yeah, one thing, because I agree with both things. I like Osimhen more as the player. One thing you get out of Osimhen that you don't get out of Gyökeres is Gyökeres doesn't score headed goals. For whatever reason, the man just doesn't score headed goals. And he's tall as well. We just said he's physically good.
It's like Havertz. Havertz never seems to do well in the air, but he's like 6'4".
Yeah, but Osimhen can score goals. Another thing I'll add about Gyökeres, right? So I'm Iranian, right? The best player we have is Mehdi Taremi. So he plays for Inter Milan. He was at Porto before then. I love him. He's literally our best player, right? At Porto, he looked wicked. Like he bagged goals. He could he could drop in and sort of link the play and do all that. Inter Milan, he has struggled.
And what position does he play?
He's up
striker.
So, and that's a player that I love, and I'm saying that about him. I love the guy, but at Inter Milan, which is not the level Prem is at, but it's obviously still a level above Portugal, he struggled a little bit. That doesn't mean Gyökeres comes to Prem and failed.
But the thing is, because Gyökeres also comes from the Championship.
Yeah.
And this is another thing that is another good indicator, because we all know that coming from the Championship gives you a good indicator of how well you can perform in the Premiership.
100%. Yeah.
There's a reason why we loan our players out to the Championship. Do you know what I mean? So if he's already proved himself in the Championship level, then he's gone and done really amazing now in Portugal. Maybe it's already saying that he's levels above Portugal level. For the numbers he's putting out.
I don't disagree. I do want to preface that I do think that if we sign Gyökeres and that, like, obviously alongside Cunha and Roman, we become a better team overall. Because obviously, I think he'll score goals. Like I don't think he's going to come here and then have happened to him what has happened to Højlund or what's happened to Xerxes, etc. I think if he comes in, right, and we play good football, then I think he'll get 20, 25 goals. I think without too much. I know maybe not 2025 because we don't have Europe. Like there's fewer games. Our players, by the way, this is one thing that we need to consider is our players are going to score fewer goals. Ramos. I don't think he's 20 was in the league, but like I don't think Roman's getting 20. I don't think Cunha's necessarily getting. Cunha might get the same amount, but like there's not.
Why should we think this? Why?
Because we're not playing in Europe, so we have like 15 fewer games.
No,
I mean like when you say like a striker, like a 6th season for a striker is like 30, 35 goals all comps.
I get you.
That's all comps. That's going to be less because we don't have that extra 15 games. So Gyökeres, he's scoring 50 goals a season, back-to-back seasons, but they have had Champions League. They have had like all these extra games. But so I think like 25 goals for him would be a very good season at us, and I think he could easily get that. But Osimhen is just it's such a dream. I think it's so unfortunate and so irritating that there's all this mess surrounding Osimhen because I think he's just so damn good.
Yeah, you know what it is?
He's just so good.
One thing about Osimhen as well, the difference between them two, I think Osimhen can make goals for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But that's the difference of strikers, though. But the thing about making goals for yourself as well, I feel like the kind of striker that Osimhen is won't last as long as the kind of striker that Gyökeres is. When I say that, as in terms of, I don't mean like, age-wise or whatever, as in, as you get older.
As in his attributes.
His attributes will fade. Osimhen's attributes will fade in terms of his running.
He needs to adapt.
He need to adapt to become more of a striker like Gyökeres, just being smart, being in the box, finding that position.
But
kind of like what Ronaldo's had to do over the years.
Thrive in space, right? No, Gyökeres.
Yeah. We're not. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Yeah, we're not gonna get a whole load of space like he did at Sporting.
Yeah,
that's one thing as well. He can't. Well, you know what? Actually, the player that I think that I can sort of relate most Gyökeres to in the Premier League right now is I'd probably say he's a little bit like Ollie Watkins, because for me anyway, he's not. I don't think, cause he's big, but he's not massive. He's not Haaland size. I think he can run the channels well. And that's what Ollie Watkins does well. I don't know if he would get the freedom to do that
he can't necessarily overpower centre-backs in the Prem.
No, definitely not.
And we've got some big centre-backs.
That's what I think Osimhen can do.
Osimhen can definitely overpower.
That's one of the reasons why I really like Delap.
Yeah.
Was because Delap can overpower centre-backs. He's shown that at like 21, 22 years. It's why I've not really mentioned it, but before I was banging on about Delap saying that would be a good signing. And I know a lot of people said no.
No, but I think he would have been a great signing alongside one of these two at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
That's not even remotely possible.
Yeah. Well, if we had got Delap for 30, we could have surely still gotten one of these later on down the line after we got rid of some of the dead weight.
That segues me perfectly into what I was about to talk about. Is that so dependent on sales? So dependent on sales.
Yeah.
But this is the thing though, if we secured, if the talks were true and people were saying how, we've already spoken to Gyökeres and he didn't need necessarily Champions League and stuff like that, and he was upset that they wouldn't even speak to us and stuff like that. He might be waiting to come to United. I don't know, but now we're hearing that he's getting lured away by Arsenal. Whoever we can get to understand that we need to shift players before we come for the big money player next. I would have loved if we'd secured Delap. I would have loved if we had got Delap, because like you said, for the future, for the building, he could have easily learnt of someone like Gyökeres, easily learnt of someone like Osimhen, even Mateta. I wouldn't mind, the level of strike. If we got two strikers of like one more experienced and then Delap for development, I'll be happy with that.
Which is what we should have done with Højlund.
And now poor Højlund, that's why I said poor Højlund, is getting treated the way we're treating him, because he was literally the only person we had available. Yeah. And everybody thought that he was crap.
Yeah, for me, it just comes down to the deal. If the deal makes sense, go get Gyökeres. If the Sporting president is trying to say, give me 70, give me 80, walk away from it. For me personally, I just think longer term gains, we can't think short term anymore, because financially we've been mudded a little bit with Woodward and all the rest of it. I think we've got if it's a smart deal, go for it. That's my stance. But leading on to the sales though, I'm very concerned about the sales. I'm very not Anthony. I think Anthony will be fine. I think Anthony we can move him on fairly well. Rashford, I'm really, really worried about. Sancho, I'm really, really worried about, simply because when you look at their wages, you're looking at Real Madrid could pay their wages, not going to go for him. Bayern could pay their wages, not going to go for him. Who else can really pay their wage? Like, you can't even say Barca could pay their wages. It's not going to happen. I just think the clubs that could potentially sign a Rashford or Sancho, they're not going to want them. So I'm majorly concerned. And there's been no noise. Have you heard anything about Rashford outgoing or Sancho outgoing? We've had nothing.
Yeah, so
apart from Rashford talking about it.
It's true, Rashford. I think the Rashford situation is a weird one. I agree. I don't think Anthony's going to be a big issue. There's a market for Anthony. I also think there's more of a market weirdly. I think there's kind of more of a market to Sancho than some people are thinking. So he's on 300 grand a week, I think, at United, right? Yeah. And the reports at Chelsea was that he wanted 200k for Chelsea.
They offered him 150.
Yeah, but they offered him 150. He wanted 200. Like they're kind of he's down to have a less wage. I think the big one is Garnacho. If we can push through a sell for Garnacho sooner rather than later, then I think we will be. Because if we can push through sell through Garnacho and the fee's all right, that sets such a better precedent for us selling players. Last summer, I think we were pretty all right with selling players. Like we got more money than we would have in previous. Previous summers. McTominay for 30, and it's things like we sold Camboala for like 10 million.
And we have a sell-on clause.
It's stuff like that where I think
little ones, isn't it?
like we're getting better at selling these kind of players.
Yeah.
And I think with the Garnacho one, I don't think there's going to be. People are saying like Amorim's kind of maybe ruined or harmed his value by being like by the club being so or like right you're going like there's no way I'm going to keep you or anything. I don't think he has either because there's such a market for him. I think what it is, it's just a case of everyone's waiting for someone else to put the first bid in to see where that is. No one wants to bid first and then bid 2 over and no one else goes in. But what I think is going to happen is at some point when the window opens again, because when the window opens again, I think it's when stuff's really going to kick off, right? It's next Monday or on Monday. What's going to happen is someone's going to put in that bid before the end of the month for Garnacho. It might be, someone might try and put in a 40. And then I think that's going to kickstart people going, like clubs are then going to start talking to Garnacho because Garnacho is going to pick his club, and then they're going to be bidding for him. I don't think it's not going to be some sort of bidding war. It can be like Mbeumo, right? No one actually bid for Mbeumo until Mbeumo said, "I want to go in United." So the United then came in and put a bid in. I think it'll be Garnacho will pick where he wants to go, and he might pick 2 or 3 clubs or something. He might pick one away, he might pick Napoli and Chelsea, for example. It won't be like 8 clubs bidding in for him, but it'll be like 2 or 3. But I don't think that's going to, we're still going to get a good amount of money for him. Yeah. And I think once he goes, I think there's going to be, we're going to be able to sell 3 or 4 players after that because him going sets a precedent and then players start going and people, the window will kick in and I think we will see more sales than we hope. And after that, Rambo, I do quickly want to say that, whoa! Where have you come from, Welcome, Firmz. Came in perfect timing. Yeah. Only 15 minutes into the podcast.
We don't talk about it.
So, to catch you up, we've been talking about Victor Gyökeres, the striker and the sales. But basically, what Nick was saying that he thinks although Gyökeres is probably the best person available in the market right now, might not be the best purchase long term. And obviously there's reports about Arsenal, there's reports about, reports from some random sources that we're going to go talk to Osimhen again. And I also do want to pose the question of, let's say Gyökeres goes to Arsenal, Mateta's in talks for a new contract, and Osimhen, it seems, is too expensive. We still need a striker. Who is that? Or is it a case of we go sign someone for 25 mil? And then hand the goal scoring reins to Cunha and Bromo and Ahmad.
Could see that happening as well.
And then maybe that gives us an extra 15 to buy a better midfielder.
I hate that. I really hate that option. I really want.
I know what you mean. I want a bagsman.
Do you know, more than anything else, and sorry, Firmz, I think you should actually take the question because you just arrived.
Bro,
to catch up.
Do you know what, bro? If we don't get Gyökeres, I fear that we may go for one of the Mitrovic type signings.
No. We can't.
What are you saying, like a 29, 30-year-old?
No.
Just one of those Igalo signings, yeah?
Because how much
Not that bad.
It seems like Amorim's pushing for the Gyökeres sale. I don't know what any else is pushing for, but I know Amorim is.
Well, I'd say, assume they're on a United front.
You would assume that they're aligned.
That's what Amorim says. He says we are aligned. We only pursue someone if we all agree.
Yeah,
so
there'll be
minor disagreements, but like
Delap, I mean, I can't imagine Amorim saying, "Oh, I want Delap over Gyökeres." Do you know what I mean? But Delap was our initial.
I always think it was going to go for another striker after that. I honestly believe for 30 mil. They was going to get another striker, man. Especially if he was going to move on Haaland. It wasn't just going to be the lad. It couldn't be.
No, there's no doubt that we really want a striker, we need a striker. But it's like kind of a little bit, it feels like we're starting to run out of options a bit. Like, or the other way, do we go the other way around? Do we break the bank for someone?
Look,
do we try and steal Sesko?
I
just don't want another body, is my thing. I don't want it to be, oh, we're going for Gonzalo Ramos because he's not getting game time at PSG and his price is decent. I don't want us going for, one of these random signings. I want us to go for a player that we can all agree
makes sense.
is a bagsman.
Yeah.
So for me, if we don't get Gyökeres and we haven't identified that A-star signing. I'd rather go a season and spend that money maybe on an A-lister midfielder if he's out there, or A-lister defender, wing-back, if he's out there. For me, I haven't heard of a midfielder out there. I don't know if Belieber has got it, and I don't know if Edison's got it in terms of what I'm looking for. I want someone that is a ball player, that can ball, but also can get up and down the pitch. I'm asking for a lot from my midfield. I want someone that is press resistant.
You know who's perfect?
Who?
And ideally, I didn't like him at first, but realistically, he's perfect, and we can't get him. Onana at Villa.
I know.
That's who we need, bro.
Oh, bro.
know, 'cause
I
he's
remember
great.
That's who we need.
about
But we can't get him.
16 months ago, one of the
Can't
first
get
pods that we recorded was me, you, and Flex.
And I said I didn't like him.
And you said you didn't like him,
Oh,
so
man's up.
and so did Flex.
And so did Flex.
Flex said the same thing. He was like, I don't know if he's the right guy we need.
Nah, he's good, man.
Bro, he is perfect.
Perfect.
What's
literally.
And
Except for the
Villa,
injury. If he's
Villa in the
injury-free.
bin financially.
They're screwed.
By the way,
financially.
they are
They
in the
screwed.
absolute. We screwed that 2-0 loss has screwed them
So
royally.
they're
wages
not getting
compared
that.
to
The wages.
Not getting that 100 mils. That's
compared to the
enough.
revenue.
What about then?
Yeah,
If they're go, what about going in for Ollie Watkins,
No.
striker? No, would you not like it?
I mean, that's like one of them.
Unless-
You know the option list?
Yeah,
That's down here for me.
Is there a price though? Is there a right
Yeah,
price?
yeah, there is. I was about to say
50 mil.
Nah,
That's too
if
much.
it's
Yeah.
like 35,
No more than
40, maybe 35 though.
Because he's old, you know.
Because he's 28.
Yeah.
And this is, you know what? This is another thing with the Gyökeres thing, right?
Old.
If you look
28,
at
he's not that old.
City right now, if you look at Real Madrid right now, if you look at Arsenal, what they've been doing, if you look at what Liverpool are doing, no one in world football right now is spending big bucks
Yeah.
on a player more than 26.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. Wirtz is 22. Frimpong is 22 as well, I believe. Gyökeres, Liverpool, is again 21. They don't spend big on older players, and that's again another, when I go back to
In
my concerns
general?
about Gyökeres. Yeah, in general. They don't spend big, and we're
How old was Grealish when City signed
he
him?
was
Maybe
25.
24, 25.
Because I'm thinking that's the last
28
like
now.
mid-20s player I can think
And
of
that
went
was
for
a
big
mistake,
money.
but-
There's only
Yeah.
a handful, you know, Bayern Munich, Man United, Atletico, Bayern, City, and Liverpool. There's like maybe a cluster of maybe like 8-9 teams max that would ever spend maybe £70 million, £80 million.
On a-
Outside
on
of that, it's gonna be.
They don't do it.
it's
And
few
even like
far
Trent,
between.
for example, he's only gone to Real Madrid because he's free.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he was 80, 90 mil, Real
They
Madrid
would've
wouldn't go
left
near
it.
him.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
another
true.
that's another thing for me. But anyway, yeah. Back to sales though.
Yeah, I was
If you
going to say
wanna go
that
about
just on, so Don F, super chat, thank you so much. Don F, he
Shout
said,
out.
get me Kolo Muani, forget Gyökeres.
It's not a bad shout. It's
I
not a
don't
bad
know
shout.
about. Is he a bagsman?
How
He's
much
not a
goals is-
bagsman, no.
About to say, how much goal? He started coming on the
I'm
radar
less,
since
I'm
last
less
season.
convinced
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we need an absolute
Yeah.
bagsman because if Mbeumo comes through, I'm less convinced that we need an absolute bagsman up front. If
So what do you
we,
need, like
can
a
get
Xerxes?
someone who's good like facilitator, I really want to see. I'm not saying this should be our starting front three next season, but I really want to see Xerxes up top with the two of them either
To
side.
facilitate them.
I
two.
just think
Okay.
it could be good. And it's complete hypothetical.
Yeah, yeah. So I fully agree with that. Did you watch Carl Anka recently talk about? So he went on.
What on Mbeumo's arse?
Well, yes,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
he was
yeah.
basically.
He spent too much
Yeah.
time on that as well.
So basically,
But yes, sorry, yeah, go
yeah.
on.
So basically, what Carl Anka was basically explaining, which I hadn't really thought about, which is a fair argument, because I thought Xerxes was perfect for Cunha and Mbeumo. But basically, what Carl Anka was saying was that Bruno is going to push up from central midfield into them central attacking areas. Ahmad's going to want to come in. Mbeumo is going to want to come in. Cunha's want to come in. And so if you've got Xerxes also dropping in, you've just got this cluster of space which has got about five of our attacking players, pretty much our only attacking players, in that one space. Whereas actually, if you get a striker who's going to be on the last shoulder of the centre-back, what you do is you force the centre-backs to stay wherever the striker's staying, so you've got a bit more space to work in comparison
What are you
to
telling me?
getting Xerxes drop in. What I'm telling you is that while I thought, and I still hope that Xerxes can work well with Mbeumo and Cunha,
You're saying the H word. is
maybe the H for Hoyland. I don't know.
But he can push them back. He's a wrestler. He knows.
Yeah.
He just stands there like this. Like two centre backs.
Just back it up. He knows what he's doing.
I can't see that.
Yeah, that's pretty so
But yeah, that was the point about Xerxes. That was interesting. From
No,
Carl.
that's a good point. It might be one of those things where like they can play if we're not playing Ahmad or something. Well, let's say we play two wing backs who want to keep. Let's say we're playing Dallo at right wing back, right?
Yeah.
And they stay really wide. Then maybe.
Maybe.
But also, would the instructions therefore not change if we was playing all of those? Like let's say so. Cunha and Mbeumo might not be asked to come out wide, but they might be asked to stay on the shoulders of the outside of the on the other outside centre backs, and so things. Xerxes comes in, and the other two are then running on.
And he creates the ball for them.
Okay, well, Mbeumo I think can do that. Cunha
maybe not. Because what Yusuf has been saying is that if those front three players are front three, he'd want to see Mbeumo as the central attacker. I don't know. Like, it's still such a hypothetical, and it is what it is. I'm gonna skip to the comments now. As Joe Blackman said in the comments, if you're enjoying the show, drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and join the members club. Just as Joe said, we are currently on 71 likes. Get that up to 100.
Easy.
Minimum 100.
Easy 100.
And then we'll talk about that afterwards. Yeah.
But I want to move on now to something we've not done in a long time.
Wait.
Which is play a game. We've got some whiteboards down there. Comments, I want you guys to join
I'm
on
about to say what kind of games. These are like paddles. I'm not into that.
You're writing on them. We're not going to be hitting anyone with them.
What's going on here?
So I'm going to read something out, and then you guys are going to have 1 minute to write down as many names that applies to, if that makes sense. So same with you guys in the comments. So this is
my
something.
ball knowledge, you know.
Don't cheat.
I'm going to fail this.
For the new for new viewers. Or someone who's come in the last 6 months or watching. This is something we used to do quite a lot on the pod. We used to play some games, but as United got worse, we got more, no one was happy, so no one wanted to play fun games. But I feel like we're now in a bit of a better, we're in a bit of a better space and a bit of a better mindset.
Yeah, because we can't watch United anymore.
Because the games aren't on.
Yeah. Do you know what though? For next season, if we do badly, make sure you continue doing this.
The games.
To bring the
positivity. I think they are so much fun. I love writing them. So the way this one's going to work is I'm going to say something, and you've got 1 minute to write down as many players that applies to. What you can do to save time, if you want, is write down the initials of players. So let's say your answer is Alejandro Garnacho is one of them. If you write AG, realistically we know who you're talking about. Cool. Because it's all United based. Cool. And what I'm going to do afterwards, I'll then read out the answers, and you tick the ones you get. Every one you tick, you get a point, and then you've got to keep a little tally. Okay. Basically in the corner. So, according to Transfer Market, who are United's top 10 ever sales? You have 1 minute to name them, starting now. Comments, get involved as well. Think about the top 10 sales. How many of them can you name? This is all this data is according to Transfer Market.
Oh crap!
I've only got one so far.
Me too.
What's his name? Okay, who else?
Oh, what's that guy's name? The little guy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I'm gonna put.
I don't know if that's even right, but we don't sell well.
Right. 30 seconds left.
Okay.
You're not going to let us put for a second one because I can't remember his name, so I'll just put his nationality.
There are some rogue names in here, by the way. Right, 10 seconds.
I haven't even got 10 names.
I haven't even got 3 names.
5,
I've got 2.
4, 3, 2, 1, and pens down. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to read out...
Bad spelling, by the way.
I'm going to read out the 10 names.
Okay.
And then you let me know how many of them you got. We're going to do some honesty here, okay?
Yeah.
I want some honesty. So nice,
cool.
play fair, all right? So we're going to go with Ronaldo.
Yep.
Yay, that was my one.
Lukaku.
Yep.
Yay, 2.
Di Maria.
Yep.
Yay, 3.
David Beckham.
I got him lastminute.com.
Scott McTominay.
Yes.
Oh, missed him.
Oh, what an idiot.
Dan James.
Yes.
I just put Welsh.
Mason Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Yap Stam.
Yeah, I would have never got that.
This is the rogue one. Morgan Schneiderlin.
What?
How much did you sell him for?
Yeah, how much?
About 20 mil to Everton.
Wait, was Ruud van Nistelrooy not on the list?
And Juan Sebastian Veron.
Veron.
According to Transfer Market.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
On Transfer Market, Mkhitaryan's there as well, but I didn't
2.
count that because they counted the value of his transfer rather Mkhitaryan, because it was a swap. They counted the value of Sanchez's, so I didn't count that.
Wait, does that mean I get 5 points?
Yes.
5 points. So just note down you got
2
5.
points.
Right. Let's see.
Mason Greenwood, bro, that's such an easy one. I don't get that.
No.
Let's go.
That was
2 points.
The pressure.
All right, cool.
Right.
Let's run it off.
Question 2.
Yep.
According to Transfer Market, who are United's top 10 most expensive purchases? You have 1 minute starting now.
10, yeah?
Yep. Top 10 most expensive purchases. Obviously, some of them are very obvious. And honestly, I'm just going to keep talking while you guys are doing this. I reckon that we'll break into this. I think this season. I mean, we already have, but
Why have I gone blank? I've gone blank.
I also think the sales. I think we're gonna have a fair few sales that will break into our top 10. The fact that like Morgan Schneiderlin is up there is crazy.
Yeah.
Top 10 most expensive sales, and it's just some dead French midfielder. You've got 10 seconds.
They've all got to be recent, surely, innit?
Oh, yeah, this one.
And the time is up. Stop. Yeah. Right.
Are you halfway?
You can finish a word.
yeah,
finish
finish
the
the
word.
word.
Finish
Yeah.
the word. Right. Okay. According to Transfer Market, top 10. Obviously, we all know number 1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only got 6.
Lapioche, Labille.
Paul Pogba.
Tick.
Oh, I missed him. I missed him.
I even got Pogba. Even I'm my
That's
Pogba.
crazy.
This is
He's like
rubbish.
number 1.
I know.
even
I
Bro.
know. This is what pressure does
That's
to you.
crazy.
Have you seen the cube? I always wondered why.
Yeah.
This is it. Real life.
You couldn't hack a penalty shootout.
I couldn't.
Right. Number 2, Anthony.
Got him.
Tick.
Number 3,
Where is he?
Harry Maguire.
Got him.
Number
no.
4, Jadon Sancho.
Nope, I missed him.
Oh, idiot.
See what I mean?
I forget Sancho.
Number 1, this is one of 2 players to be on both lists. Romelu Lukaku.
Got
Yep,
him.
got it.
Number 6, Rasmus Højlund.
Got him.
Got him.
Number 7, the other one to appear twice, Di Maria.
Yeah.
I got him.
Number 8,
Oh,
our
have I?
new boy, Mateus Cunha.
Oh,
VAR on that one. No.
The transfer's gone
me.
through.
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Come on.
You know what it is? I haven't seen the contract.
Yeah,
I
fam.
need
None
to
of us
see
look.
the
We're all
picture.
in agreement.
With him holding hands
Come on.
with Jason Wilcox.
We're
and-
all in
Okay,
agreement.
it counts.
Yeah,
cool,
right.
cool.
That counts. Bro, we agreed the fee, you've paid it, but he's putting photos of him in a United kit on his socials this morning, man.
So you're following your dreams,
All right.
poor guy.
Number 9,
Time.
Casemiro.
Got him.
Yeah.
And number 10, Mason Mount.
Oh,
Oh, I
shit.
missed him as well.
So I got 1, 2,
much you
3,
gave
4,
for
5. I got 5.
Oh, like
I
28 mil.
got 1, 2, 3.
Right, yeah, no,
4,
Varane
5,
was
6.
on real buy.
Yeah.
You man.
Bro, you know who I
Oh,
got
no,
as well,
no,
but I thought Ferdinand. I don't know why I thought Ferdinand.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, he was
He
about
was
30 mil.
expensive then. But I
Yeah,
thought
he was
Euro
massive
didn't
back then,
even make
he
And
was
I got
30
Wan
mil.
Bissaka as well. He must have been close.
Yeah, he was
I'm
close.
scoring
Yeah.
fives all
Yeah.
across the board.
Because Mount was 55. I think
Yeah,
Wan-Bissaka
so
was 50. He was
5.
just off.
How did I forget
Okay.
Pogba and Sancho though?
Right, okay.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Next
Pogba's
one.
man.
That's crazy.
This one might be a bit harder.
Okay.
You have 1 minute to name as many of United's last 10 loan signings as you can.
10
Loan
signs.
So the last 10 people we signed on
Reloan.
loan,
Okay.
starting from now.
But if you can't remember their names properly,
Then
can I just describe them?
yeah, you got to be able to say their name to me.
I can't say his name.
You can't just be like that random bloke that blah 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 blah.
Okay. What if I
think
describe
I'll
him
start
so
that
well, you know exactly what I'm talking about?
We'll see at the time.
All right, I'm putting it down.
I forgot his name as well.
Oh. We didn't get any in the last one. Ericsson Hard, we
while you
rinsed
guys are doing this,
loads.
that boy Josh has commented, I know everyone hates Pogba, just imagine having him free next to Bruno in that pivot with Mbeumo Kuno and Gyökeres ahead of him and Ahmad, with Kobbie, Mount and Xerxes as options. Mate, that team would win the Premier League. Or maybe that will come close. Bro, Pogba in this system,
Mate,
it would be
crazy, isn't it?
It would be absolutely criminal.
Pogba in any system.
Well, Pogba in any system is criminal. He's
Unreal
one of the
player.
most talented players I think has ever played for this
ever.
club. Not necessarily saying he achieved it, but he was one of the most talented.
I
And
don't know.
wow, he would be stunning. I completely agree with you.
I can only remember 2 of our last.
Bro, I got 5.
And that's time.
And one of them is so rogue.
I forgot
that-
names, but
This
I've
one-
just written the clubs that ordered.
What?
I'm gonna explain.
Unless I
You need
think
names,
What
I know.
I'm gonna do is if you've not got the player, like
It's
realistically
so
the
frustrating because I've.
name. Okay, well, we're gonna go through them, and you let me know the contentious
What the-
ones
yeah,
after. Okay,
yeah.
so Sofian Amrabat.
Oh,
That's the guy's name I couldn't remember.
You couldn't
So
remember.
I said ball guy in the midfield from Morocco.
That's cool. That's cool. That's it.
And what do you?
I
you know
wrote
what?
Amrabat. I wrote Amrabat.
I'll give you that one.
Come on, that's
So specific.
Okay,
A
yeah.
bold guy in
Yeah,
midfield from Morocco.
That's exactly what. Right?
Yeah.
I will give you that one. I'll give you that one. And then next one was Sergio Reguilon from
Yep.
Spurs.
Oh, I missed him.
And then we got Marcel Sabitzer.
Yep.
That's the look. Dortmund midfield. See, I put the Dortmund midfielder, but I don't know if that's gonna count.
That's not funny enough, so I'm not going to. That is very funny, so I'm giving it to him.
You got to know the system works. X.
At no point did I say I was going to be fair.
Okay.
I'm losing.
And
anyway,
then
don't worry about
Weghorst.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
cool. That's
The
what
man,
I got.
the man, the myth, the
Weghorst.
legend.
Let's go.
Martin Dubravka.
Oh, I forgot he existed,
Ooh.
bro. Okay.
And then we got
That was so
the one
quick.
that you really forgot existed, Jack Butland.
That's crazy. No goalkeepers even coming to my mind.
Odion Igalo.
Igalo.
Yes.
See,
I just said his name
look.
earlier.
Yes.
I said
Nigerian
his name
striker.
earlier.
See, that was a Dortmund midfield and Nigerian striker. I couldn't remember his name.
No,
It's the pressure.
Igalo is such a cult figure that you not remembering his name. We mentioned it in the pod like 2 minutes ago.
Nah, he's
Not
a
me.
legend.
He
I
wasn't
love
here.
him.
Was
I
he
love
here?
it. What?
I don't think he was here when I said Igalo.
Maybe not, but come on.
See?
Come on.
VAR. Take
All right,
it.
okay,
Nah,
okay,
give
what
him
we're
one.
gonna say-
Give him one because
And
he got
alright,
both.
alright,
double.
He got
alright, yeah,
Dortmund
yeah. I'll give
midfielder
you
and
one, I'll
Nigerian
give you
striker.
one.
Get one up for those two.
I'll give you
know what I
half
mean?
a point for each.
Yeah. I like that.
And then we got Radamel Falcao.
Oh, I've got that. I've got
Mate,
that.
we didn't
I
get
thought
that.
we bought him.
I've got that.
We didn't have a loan signing by
we
the way for like
Yes.
5 seasons.
Yeah, we loaned him.
Because the next one on this list is Carlos Tevez.
What?
And the one after that is Henrik Larsson.
So wait,
That
Cavani and
tells you how
Ibrahimovic.
bad
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
gotten. We never used to rely or think
and
about
loans.
loan players,
Yeah.
but since we've
when
been
I
crap,
was looking at this last night,
One,
Gossack,
2, 3, 4.
our 10th most recent loan signing was Henrik Larsson.
Bro,
I put Ibrahimovic and Cavani thinking that they were loans. They weren't
No,
loans.
they
No,
were.
no,
They
no.
were.
End of
They
contracts and
were
then
They were just
bought.
they were short term.
Wow.
No, they're both on freeze, but they left quickly.
Yeah. Ibra
Wow.
left after a season or 2.
It was like
2?
after 18 months.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He came for a season
With
and
a
a
knee
half,
injury.
and then he went. Yeah.
Mate, he's one of those what
Ibra
if
came
ones,
for-
you know.
Yeah. Remember,
Because
keep
he was
your
unreal.
tally.
Yeah,
Right, if he hadn't got that knee injury,
Yeah, he
he'd
was
have ended on
unreal.
about 34
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah, he was unreal.
he was a
Right,
genetic
next
freak.
one. You've got 1 minute. You've got 1 minute to name as many first-team players that United have sent on loan in the last 2 summers, not including this one. So last summer and the one before. Sorry, in the last 2 seasons. So last season and the season before. That counts this January, by the way.
I've already gone, mate.
What's that little guy's name?
Alright, who else am I forgetting?
What's his name?
You can write descriptions again,
I
right?
might have to.
So it's the last 2 January and the
but
last 2
we used to
last 2
say
summer
free
windows.
this man.
There's gotta be someone I'm missing.
There are 12 people. by
Okay,
the way.
I'm just gonna quick.
I've only got 5.
Yeah. All the players that could be counted as first team players. So we're not talking like under 18s or anything. Like there's no Ethan Ennis.
Oh, you could a few youngsters in there as well then.
My
But
description,
right. for
my
us.
description is funny here on this one. So,
Who's that?
Right, 10 seconds.
Oh, I've gone blank. I don't know.
Who's you? I know you talking about number 250. 250th Academy graduate.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh.
time. Hold it
I
there.
blanked out.
4, 5.
Right.
Five.
Ethan Wheatley.
That is one of them.
I was gonna write his name, you know.
I can't.
I was gonna
wrote
write his
that,
name,
yeah.
but I
can't
didn't.
count
I'm
that.
not gonna give you that.
How much have you
I wrote
written?
to write
Oh
E.
yeah, Malacia.
I will.
Oh, Greenwood.
I will rattle through these. Right, we've got Jadon Sancho,
Yeah, tick.
Mason Greenwood,
No.
No.
Hannibal Mejbri,
Yeah.
No.
Facundo Pellistri,
Oh yes.
Alvaro Carreras or Alvaro Fernandez.
Which is gutted, by the
Yeah,
way.
Donny van der Beek. We're on loan twice. Brandon Williams.
I put Donny. Oh no, Donny van der Beek. Yeah, unloved Dutch guy.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Unloved Dutch guy. Unloved Dutch guy. You gotta give us a description.
He's funny.
Wait. What is going on here? What's going on?
What's going on?
White flag.
Unloved Dutch guy makes so much sense. You know who I'm talking about.
Leave it in the comments if you feel like I'm being robbed.
I love no.
All right,
But you got other points on the other ones.
We'll let the comments decide.
Let the comments decide.
Does Joe get the point for unloved?
You
Dutch
know
guy?
who
Let
I'm
me
talking
know.
about. The
And
fact
but-
that you know who I'm talking about.
Give him the point.
It's a
I would
disgrace.
argue that he was well loved by
disgrace.
United fans. But all right, then we got Brandon Williams, Dan Gore, Marcus Rashford, Anthony,
Tick.
Tyrone Malacia,
Tick.
and Ethan Wheatley.
So I got 5.
Oh, I missed Ahmad.
Everybody
Ahmad.
everybody else
Ahmad
got
was
none.
much earlier.
Ahmad was.
Ah, you
Ahmad
didn't do
was
Ahmad. It
not
said
in the
last
two.
2
Oh,
seasons.
right. But I didn't get Pelestri. I did.
So I got 4 there.
I'm mad that I didn't get
I got
Greenwood.
5. I'll take 5.
I would have got.
Yeah,
I would have.
Greenwood.
I would have finally
Yeah.
got the most in one
Right,
round.
yeah. Keep your points
damn
down.
it.
Right, we've got a couple more. One of them's just a simple question.
Okay.
But this next one. Oh, yeah, this is actually just a question, right?
Okay.
This is no 1 minute thing.
Okay.
From the list on United's official website, how
jeez.
many first team players are not considered from the United Kingdom? Closest answer wins.
What?
Just a simple question.
Say that again one more time for the.
So on United's website, they've got a list of players who are considered first team players, right? How many of those are not from the United Kingdom?
Can I say a number?
It's got a
Yeah,
guess.
and whoever's closest wins.
First team
just 1 point.
players.
I'm gonna say
From the website, yeah.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
when you go on United site, you go players first team, and there's a list of players.
I was on there the other day.
Yeah.
This is
how
why.
many of them are not from the United Kingdom?
No, wait, first team, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, you've still got a few youngsters that could technically count as first team. I think.
It's players on that list. So, for example, Chido Obi's on that list. I'll give you an example. And Tyler Fredrickson.
Oh, that's tough.
Obviously, some of them are on loan as well, but they're still classed as.
I can't even try to start counting it. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
that's-
impossible.
I'm
That's a
going to
big
press
guess.
for answer.
Not
It's just
from the
just a
UK,
number.
yeah?
Yeah. How many of them are not from the UK?
Okay.
I guess this one.
Yeah.
Pure
Right.
vibes.
Come on, give me an answer.
13.
So, is that going to be your answer?
You're saying
Come on, Joe.
13.
I'll give 5 seconds, Joe. 5,
I'll give mine.
4, 3,
Mine is
2,
11.
1. You
I
got
went-
11.
I went 17.
The answer is 20. So Nick gets the point for that because he was closest. 20 players. So that's players. So that's players not from England, Northern Ireland,
So
Wales, or
that's-
Scotland.
Yeah, Dorgu and obviously Bruno, Dalot,
Yeah, a lot of them.
So
So it's
basically
20.
most of the
right,
team,
and
isn't
so
it?
this leads on to the next one I was going to ask. Of those 20 players, you've got 1 minute to write down every player who has scored 10 or more goals for the club.
What's it? In our squad.
So of those 20 players in the squad,
Right now.
do loanies count?
yeah, they're still part of the squad.
Loanies count as well.
1 minute starting now.
Just this squad this season.
In general, like in total.
Players on that
forever.
list, how many, like, who has scored 10 or more goals for the club?
Okay.
There are 7.
7.
Oh, that's such a rogue one. I don't know if
It is.
if I'm writing it anyway. You said there's 7.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 7, but one of them is definitely not correct.
20 seconds.
Ericsson got released. He doesn't count. Oh, you can't answer that. I'm gonna write him. I've given you two that one as well.
Is he still on the list?
Well,
Is
he got
he
released.
on
Well, the
United?
other day happened. The other day they all got released, so I'm presuming not.
Right,
I'm gonna write
2
him down.
seconds. And that's time.
Oh,
I didn't.
Nah, stop writing.
That's Anthony. Don't know if
Right.
you know that.
Right, so the 7 players are Bruno. I don't know why you've written Harry Maguire on there. As far as I'm concerned, he is from the United Kingdom.
wait.
Of the ones
of
that
the
are
20
not
players.
from the
Bro.
I put Maguire.
but-
I've only put Maguire. That's the only
But
one that I
the
put.
thing
I'm gonna rub it out.
is, he's not an answer, so it doesn't matter. It's about how many you get right. But
okay.
I just want to
Right.
point that out. Right, okay. The 7 players are Bruno, Fernandes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Eriksen,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Casemiro,
I was
Yes.
gonna write
Rasmus
him.
Højlund,
Yes.
Ahmad,
Yes.
Garnacho,
Yes.
and Anthony.
Oh, I missed them
Anthony.
too.
I got Anthony.
Anthony's got 12 goals.
I didn't get Garnacho like an
3,
idiot.
4,
though.
5,
I'll
6.
go
Idiot.
for
1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
5, 6.
Jeez, you guys.
Oh,
I'm catching up.
This is another one where I think maybe someone can score a few points here.
Okay.
Of the current squad, so the players that United have on that list, you have 1 minute to name all the players who are from the United Kingdom who have scored fewer than 10 goals for the club.
Fewer than 10 goals.
Yeah.
That's a lot of players.
Starting
From the
now.
United Kingdom.
Yeah. So United Kingdom is England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland.
Thanks for that.
Geography was my only beat, so I kind of get it wrong. It's the scourge on my GCSEs.
Okay. What's his name?
Defenders are included as well.
Yeah, everyone.
Are they part of the squad?
Okay, fair enough.
How many is there?
Yeah, how many names? Sorry.
There are 12?
What? I'm not getting 12.
Sorry, 11.
I'm not getting 11 either.
What's that left back?
I'm writing mad names here.
Oh, I've gone blank for this one. Man. I'm so say it because
One of the comments, I think, has got one that I think that you guys might not get.
I want to look now, but I'm not going to cheat.
Well, you got, and time is up, so you know time to cheat.
I only got
couldn't.
1, 2, 3,
Right.
4.
I got 5.
The list, the 11 players.
I got
Number 1,
probably 2.
Tom Heaton.
Yes.
Yes, I got Teton.
Luke Shaw.
Yes.
Yes, I got Shaw.
Oh, I hate him as well.
Aidan Heaven.
Eden.
I was thinking about his name, but
Johnny Evans.
Damn.
Harry Amas.
Yeah.
yes.
Missed him.
Tick.
Tyler Fredrickson.
Yes.
Missed him.
Mason Mount.
Mount.
Yep, tick.
Poor guy hasn't even got 10
crazy.
goals.
What? Have you seen him score 10
Oh,
goals?
no,
I only remember one.
I know, but that's 2 seasons, 60 mil.
That's
Kobe
crazy.
Mainu.
Oh,
Oh, idiot.
Mainu as well, you know.
Not got 10.
he must have like
Toby
9.
Collier.
Yes.
Yeah, I missed
Dan Gore.
No.
And Ethan Wheatley.
I've got Wheatley.
Wheatley.
So hold on.
There you go.
5.
That's 2.
Got
Terrible.
5.
Hold on a minute.
Right, add up your scores.
But 1 second a minute. Cheeto.
5, 10, 15.
He isn't from
20,
England. He's Danish.
Is he Danish?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's Danish.
I always thought he was
33.
English.
Hopefully it'll be pure profit for us.
Oh, like I'm going off basically the equivalent of what his flag would be on FIFA.
Yeah.
Danish.
No, and he plays for Denmark's under 21s.
Yeah, but I think he might have been born in England.
Oh.
I say he was
I'm not
English.
actually. I actually don't know.
All right, well.
23 guys.
We drew.
23, 23, and someone's got ball knowledge at 33. Well done, Nick.
Well done, lads.
Well done.
Oh, 10 points clear, you
We
know.
need to level up.
Yeah, I mean, 10 points clear.
It's like Mourinho season, isn't it?
Well, he's just
Or
about.
Ollie's season.
Yeah, bro.
Finish second.
But really, it's third, or is it
He's
second?
City.
Second or third?
He's got a better goal difference.
You only got half a point, fam. You only
We
got
need
half
to
a
do a
point.
we need to do a final round right now. Let's settle it right now. Second and third.
Nah, don't come. I don't play.
I can't think of any question off the top of my head. Do
You,
you think of a United trivia question top of your head?
all right, cool. But look up as I say it. When we signed Roy Keane, how much did we buy him for?
Oh, Jesus. Wasn't it cheap?
It's close.
And I'll give you context.
Yeah.
He got
Buzzer
relegated with Nottingham Forest, and we signed him when Forest got relegated.
Okay, that's gonna be
Buzzer beater. First one to buzz.
Is it 800,000?
Well,
Beat.
5.
You said first one to
Four.
buzz.
Yeah,
Oh.
no. I think. Okay,
Oh, you didn't like that? Okay, go.
But because if he messes up, then Firmz got.
It's true.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
What are you saying?
I said 800,000.
800,000.
No.
3 million.
3 million.
3.75.
Ooh, not
Firmz gets
Not bad.
it. That's a really good question to
That's a
put
good
out.
question.
Yeah, that was a good one. Good one.
Yeah, when you
Right,
said
there you go.
yeah.
That concludes the first game back in a long time. If you
Well
guys,
done,
if you guys,
lads.
yeah,
Well
if
done,
you-
lads.
if you guys comment if you enjoyed it, want us to bring it back, continue it. We'll do loads of types. We've got the truth or not truth or dare.
I'm about to say, what kind of show is this turning into, man?
That's a red card.
Yeah,
We've got like there's true or false games. There's loads of different types of games, team games, all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Like,
right,
I've
right.
got it in my head. But
Nice.
right, final section. Because there's not been, beyond the Gyökeres stuff,
Yeah.
there's not been a lot going on this week. Like, the transfer window's closed. The Mbeumo stuff is kind of like, we're going to put in another bid in soon. Hopefully we'll get choose. But, so, as I said at the beginning of the show, to those who worked it, I want you guys to get in your wild predictions. What do you think? What's the weirdest thing or the most crazy thing that you think is going to happen next season or really, really could happen? And it's something that I want to open it to you guys as well. So it doesn't have to be ridiculous, but like, what's a wild card? A wild card prediction of yours. Mine is that I think that one of our contenders for player of the season is next season is going to be Matthijs de Ligt.
I like that.
I really think this guy, obviously it's providing on injuries and everything, but I like what I saw from him last season. I know he's a bit contentious, but I think Matthijs de Ligt is going to be in the shout for player of the season next season.
With all the people that we bought, I really don't want that to be the case.
I know what you mean.
Do you know? I know. Just saying. I really, because of the front that we're trying to combine together. If one of those guys are getting player of the season, I swear to God, he's gone.
Yeah, I hear that. That's a good point. That's a good point.
He's
if
gone,
if
bro.
one of your defenders is team of this, I hear that. That's a great point. That's a great point.
He's definitely gone.
But
If
if one of your defenders gets player of the season, it means the defense has been fucking amazing.
To be fair, Virgil van Dijk.
I was about to say Virgil van Dijk
should have been Ballon d'Or winner.
Realistically, was up there. Was one of the best players, touted as one of the best players in the world, in the same time that Mo Salah was breaking records. All I'm saying is, I think he'll be up there. It could be Mbeumo, Bruno, Ahmad, Cunha, and De Ligt. Right?
All right.
It could be four, but I'm not saying that he's gonna be. I'm saying I think he's gonna be up there.
Okay.
One of the contenders.
Up there, yeah.
Cool.
Alright.
I
That's
like
my
that.
one. I want to know, Joe. I know you said earlier that you think you've got one that you want to save.
The smile is so
What is
sinister,
it?
bro.
What is it?
Ooh. What? Him?
Is he him?
Whoa. Is he him?
Okay, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say this, yeah. If he gets all the pieces that he
That he wants.
yeah, and I mean all the pieces. If we have a 8 out of 10 transfer window, we all agree it was an 8 out of 10. He has to challenge, and he will challenge, I think.
So your prediction is that if we have an 8 out of 10 window, you think he's challenging for the league title?
I think he's not. When I say challenge, by the way, let's just put some context to
Yeah,
this.
no. You can expand.
Be thereabouts.
Be thereabouts within the top 3.
Do you reckon?
Within the top 3.
Ooh, that's a big call.
Within
As in,
the
that's a
top
big
3.
call.
putting pressure on those at the top.
Absolutely, and that's what I call, competing.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, you're not 10 points clear. I mean, they're not 10 points clear
Yeah,
of you
no,
and stuff
fair.
like that.
He makes
3 wins and we could be ahead.
United a team to worry about.
I think it's going to happen, and it's because he has his pieces. If he gets his pieces, and because we were talking about how saucy this formation could be if it works properly.
I hear it.
I've said it.
We said before the show, we were literally saying how what he's come into at United is so similar to what he went into at Sporting. And in Sporting, in the first summer, he ripped everything apart, started again, and they won the league the next season.
Mate, they didn't win the league. He stormed it.
Yeah, he stormed it.
The guy tore. I know it's Portugal, but he tore Portugal to shreds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I know. So, Firmz,
Firmz, you're up.
have you got one?
Oh.
No.
All right, cool. We're gonna go me first. All right, cool. My wild take, yeah. It's so stupid that it's not that stupid, but I just don't think it can happen, right? But we see what we see what Ahmad. We see what Amorim wants to cook up with Ahmad and Mbeumo, right? 2 left footers, one playing in 10, one playing wing back. They interchange, etc. Is there a world where Anthony somehow slivers his way back in the team? Hear me out. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I really it's why it's a hot take. It's why it's a hot take. No.
Write this down.
Don't do it. Red flag. But I'm just saying, because you know what? He did it with Ahmad and Anthony. I can't remember what you're right with it. Red card. I'll see myself out. I'm just saying, there's a hot take. You never know. He did do it with Ahmad one time. Anthony and Ahmad on the right hand side. It won't happen. But it's a hot take for a reason.
I would more say, is there a hot take that Mbeumo could end up playing wing back?
No, I don't think that's that much of a hot take.
Yeah, it's not a hot take.
I think that could happen. Yeah, but wing back isn't like that for Amorim's system.
This is what I'm saying.
His wing backs are the guys that go in and do a lot of the work.
But the principle of it, imagine the media stories.
What?
Imagine then we fucking win 5-0.
But look at Ahmad playing wing back.
No, what the hell? You're like 1-5-0.
Media stories are there anyway.
He don't have the. Look, he played Dorgu. He played Dorgu right back once, and then the media kicked in, and then all of a sudden he pushed.
But he plays Ahmad at right wing back though, and that was.
But then to be fair, Dorgu then came back and played on the right a few times, and he looked good.
I know, but my thing with why Dorgu was there in the first place was because you were continuing to play Diogo Dalot on the left.
Yeah, no, that was
horror.
fair. That was fair.
Yeah.
There actually is one in the comments that says, if we sign a top striker and Mbeumo, Dorgu will get 10 assists and be a contender for player of the season.
10 assists?
You know what? There's been a lot of discourse on Dorgu recently, or at least on my Twitter timeline there has been.
I have
people,
questions.
I'm leaning towards the side of I think he might be okay. I know we speak about this a lot in our group chat, and I'm leaning towards there's a lot he has to build on.
Yeah.
Right, he's got to kind of like you got to learn like in the final third. He's got to get more creative. He's got to get more kind of on it, like kind of brain-wise, so to speak, in terms of what he's doing. He's actually taking stuff, but I think a lot of the basics he's there. He's got.
Yeah.
People are saying that he's a fullback, not a wingback. I don't necessarily agree.
Yeah.
I think that he's got a good cross on him that I think he's not really been utilising yet. But at the same time, we talk about Højlund not necessarily having the service, but at the same time, you could argue that Højlund being so static and always wrestling with defenders means that Dorgu doesn't have a target.
Yeah.
Right.
When
But if this is what he said. This is what the guy Ridwan is saying. Is if we get a top striker and get Mbeumo and Dorgu's got targets,
It's true.
right, that he could try and hit.
It's true.
And also, if he's not playing with Garnacho, who seems to ignore him all the time, he might get fed into the game more and be more attacking. Like against Villa, right? He was right
he's really
up there.
I
He
think
was
he's got so many
basically
good
playing
attributes.
I do.
It
I
gets
agree.
me angry when people say that he's not the one, he's this, he's rubbish already. When you ain't really had enough time to see him like that, to say that he's not the one yet.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, he's got something there that can be developed, like Dylan was saying.
Do you know when I watch him compared to Ahmad? Like, so when I look at Ahmad, right, he's got the ability to just drift past the player. And
Ahmad's
just
magic.
he just glides past you, he takes you on one-to-one. When I look at Dorgu, he's someone that needs to be fed. He needs space in front of him. He needs to run. So my thing is when we're trying to break down that defense, which the low blocks, I ideally want wing backs that can do that, can take on a man, beat them, and then whip him across. And that's my thing with Dorgu, is how effective is he going to be?
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned.
But
Do you know?
the thing about that is that Dorgu might not say. I mean, like I agree, he's not got the biggest one-on-one threat and stuff. But if he's combining with his left winger or like his left 10, whatever, more than he is with Garnacho, his 1-2s.
Yeah.
Like because Bruno will be playing on the left of that midfield too, most likely. If you've got, for example, Cunha or Mainu playing in the left 10, he's got players to combine off.
Yeah.
And so he can literally give and go. Because he's quick. If he gives and go,
I mean, if there's
no one
space
can catch up
behind the
to him.
defence, Dorgu is going to do what he does.
It's what Luke Shaw was so good at it when he was at fullback. He would give and go. Luke Shaw, when he was an attacking fullback, wouldn't take on his man and try and beat his man one-on-one. He would give and he would run because Luke Shaw was quick.
And I used to love seeing that about him.
Dorgu can do something similar. He can give it to Bruno, give it to Mainu, and then be on his bike. And that either drags the left back with him, and if they follow him, and then the guy, whoever he passes to, can cut inside.
To be fair,
or he can then just be quicker than whoever he's trying to take on because they're running backwards, and he just keeps going.
To be fair, it will be a better season from this season. I feel like he didn't get utilised how he should have got. I mean, the relationship between Garnacho and Dorgu just wasn't.
It was bad.
My thing with it is that, like, on a technical level, if you compare him, and I know this is high standards, it's like if you compare him to, say, DeMarco at Inter Milan or Nuno Mendes right now, who's unreal. Obviously, that's very high comparison. But or even someone like Ait Nouri, right? Technically, they're far better than Dorgu. And my concern is that once you become a professional footballer, once you're in your 20s, technically you can't. Obviously, you can improve little bits here and there. Don't get me wrong, you can 100% still improve little bits, but you can't level up to where Dorgu is now. He's never going to reach DeMarco or Luke Shaw's technical ability.
He's a child.
He won't reach it. He won't reach it. I can tell you right now as a fact.
He's more like
he might not become the most technically fullback in the world, but that's
what do we call the prime of a footballer's career?
No, it doesn't. He's not going to reach DeMarco. Those levels, he's not going to. But having said that, there is a functional role for him where you go. I'm not expecting you to beat a man. I'm not expecting you to produce magic on the wing, but like you said, can you play a 1-2 and get a low-driven crossing?
That's it.
Can you whip a decent ball into the box? And if you're functional enough, then it could be okay. I just don't think he'll get. He won't be
the Inter Milan fullback again.
DeMarco, that's what I just said.
No, the other.
Dumfries.
Dumfries, right? So Dumfries is not the most technically gifted, but he's got that drive. He's got the tenaciousness. He's got the speed. He's got the
pass as well.
If he can grow into something like that, then.
But also, what I will say about Dumfries is I feel like our perception of Dumfries is a little bit faded right now because we just saw him do what he did in the Champions League against Barca. That's not always been him.
I always liked him though.
I liked him, but he's not
he's never necessarily been that good all season. But he has always had those kind of characteristics.
Yeah, he's good.
I want to move on to. I've not asked you for your hot take.
Oh, this one is going to shock you quite. This is going to shock you. Mason Mount. I know a lot of the talk has been around in Brentwood. A lot of the talk has been about Cunha. But I actually reckon like Mason Mount's probably going to be our super sub. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be a guy that potentially is challenging for one of the 10 positions, and I reckon he's probably going to be one of those guys, that probably gets 10 GA, so assists the team in that sense. He will stay fit this season. I know. He will stay fit this season.
I'm gonna kick the table over.
I think that's the hot take.
Yeah, that's the hot take.
Mason Mount, no injuries.
He ain't staying
And
fit.
with a bit of icing on the cake, Man United couldn't put two back-to-back
How much
wins.
G does he have this season, fam?
How much what?
How much G does he
Probably
have this
one
season?
or two.
Like
or
3
three.
or 4. He
That's-
scored against Brentford.
Yeah.
2
He got
against
2
Bilbao.
Two, yes, two in Bilbao.
He's got
3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
So he can hit 10 easily. Remember, he's been injured like literally the whole of the season.
There's a player
but I
there,
reckon he's
there's a
going to be.
player there, but it's
Amarim
just
really loves him. I
injuries,
reckon he's going to be a super sub. He's not going to get cost. So there's that.
He
And
loves him.
also, Man United couldn't win 2 games back to back in ages, right? Maybe towards then. Man United is going to probably put a run together between 8 and 10 games without a loss. Not saying all wins.
How much does that
Just-
guy need to cut his hair?
Just without a loss.
No, he needs to cut his hair.
Just-
bro.
How much?
Just 10 to
Is it like 10?
between like up to 10 games
No, that-
back to back without a loss.
I can see that.
in
Well,
the
because if
season.
we've got 1 game a week and then plus the Carabao
Premier
Cup
League,
games,
yeah,
and stuff
it
like
could
that.
do,
Yeah,
yeah.
but have you seen what's called
United Strand.
the United Strand? Yeah, the
Yeah,
guy who's
yeah.
not cut his hair.
Bro,
He's got a mad afro.
His hair is.
You not
do,
seen
do,
him?
do, do you
No.
know about
Bro,
this?
he's not cutting his
It's a
hair
guy-
until
it's
United
basically-
win
yeah.
5 games
Look
in
it
a row.
up.
And
United
he's
Strand.
on United Strand on Twitter. Sorry, on
Is it-
on
is-
Instagram.
it's this
Bro,
week,
his
bro.
hair. He shaved his hair off and went, "I'm not going to cut this again until United win 5 games in a row."
Alright.
Obviously, we didn't do that, so
He
he's now got
needs
that
that to
whole
come through.
summer.
Yeah.
He's already said the preseason don't count.
Alright.
He said it's from the first game.
And
of
you
the
know what's
season.
funny about his hair as well? He's a white guy, but his hair doesn't grow down, it
It's
grows
like-
up.
Yeah,
like-
it's just
like-
going
it's
like
just going
this.
up.
It's
Ravi
so
just
funny.
doesn't know.
You
It's
know what?
curly, so
my
it-
friend,
yeah.
he would think he's white. Well, I guess he is white, I guess, but he's Egyptian. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And his
yeah.
dad,
Middle East,
dad,
olive skin.
his dad grows his
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, yeah,
You know, a lot
yeah,
of Jewish
yeah.
people have like
Curly.
the curly hair
Yeah,
as well
yeah,
that
yeah,
it grows.
He's got
up.
a bit of that as
So-
well. Yeah, yeah.
And it's gonna grow quick.
So his thing
United
is just
Strand
going up.
hair.
There's an Arsenal
Look at this
Donny
guy.
doing it now as well. He's saying he won't cut his hair until Arsenal win a trophy. Yikes.
Whoa.
Yikes.
I want to see. I want to see that.
This is the biggest hot take I have because I've been stood by
wow.
this for about 2 years. Is that I think we're going to win the league before Arsenal do.
I'm down with that.
I
I've
agree.
been saying this for
agree.
ages. I've been saying this for a while. I think we're going to lift that Premier League trophy before Arsenal do. Ben is about camera.
And
Our
looking and
producer
laughing
Ben
at
is
me,
laughing
yeah.
at us.
Ben's fuming.
He's really
What,
good.
bro? You
I
ain't
like-
won nothing.
That is something I've been saying
Bro,
for a
the
while.
Premiership, yeah. When are you gonna win? When you gonna win the Premiership?
Bro, it's
that
been,
ever
it's been
happens-
22 years, bro.
Bro, when
22
you gonna win the
years.
Premiership?
If that ever
Just shout it
happens,
out.
They just need to
I think
hide.
Arsenal will end up winning the league at some point, right? Who knows when? But I think we're going to do it before then.
2028.
I agree.
Like Omar Barada said.
I've been saying this for so long.
I agree.
That might not come back. to me,
2028. You know, we're gonna challenge.
Oh,
this
people are already saying clip it up. Okay.
clip it, clip it.
Right. But we're going to end it there for today.
Cool.
Firmz, thank you for coming late.
It wasn't Joe. Can we just
Wait,
Joe wasn't late, by the way.
Wait. I couldn't even style it. Yeah, you're the one with the black men in your name, mate.
Yeah, I'm repping. I have to rep. I was early. Yeah.
But, Firmz, Joe, Nick, thank you so much for coming. And as always, all you guys, thank you so much for watching, for listening, for entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed or disagreed or didn't enjoy everything we talked about. The games, Gyökeres, sales, hot takes, all of it. We're going to be back here. Why have I got a red card, bro?
Why not?
What did I do, man?
Redden.
By the way, thank you so much. Make sure to like, subscribe to United View, follow United District on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, everything. We're starting up our YouTube channel again, actually. Kane's done a few videos over on United District that are fantastic. There's some ones about Kone, Diego Leon, United, all of that. Kane's done a smashing job.
Hey, what's that me?
What about you?
Check out my channel too, guys.
Yeah.
You know, check out Backhand Entertainment.
But either way, thank you guys so much for coming. We'll be here at 12:30 next Thursday, episode 68, to talk about, when the window's back open, all of the things. Hopefully, we're going to see some sort of agreement from Wemo. Hopefully, we're going to see some more stuff, some sales, everything. But, time will tell. Apart from that, we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.